Hello guys, I've been waiting for you, my people. Welcome to the ABNG squad. It's a new week, and as usual, all the happenings that have been happening, I will bring you the gist. Now, last week, news started filtering that Unilag increased their school fees by a wide margin, almost 9 times the former amount, and I was shocked, like shell shocked. I did not expect it. When I first heard it, I was like, no, not on top the fuel price hike and all the multiple taxations happening. Well, until I saw it on Pamilerin's page on Twitter. He tweeted, I have 2 sisters in Unilag. Their school fees just went up. School fees increased from 16k to 100,750. 21k increased to 140,250. I'm like, the pressure is getting worse. And trust me guys, this is not me being insensitive at all. It's just like, I can't believe this. Like, what is going on? It's like every subsidy is being removed. You're removing the subsidy on education, which is the kind of subsidy that the government should be engaging in and should be having. You're removing subsidy on fuel, which is the only thing that Nigerians have benefited from this oil producing country. The only thing. Then you now say that you let the poor breathe. Where are they breathing? But you're increasing the allowances and the budget to, pad up the cost of governance. A couple of people had a couple of things to say about this thing. And Asati Sense tweeted, new Unilag school fees. What's changed? He went on to identify all of them. The old versus the new. Tuition, nil. Registration used to be 1k, now it's 15k. Identity card used to be 1k, now it's 5k. Examination used to be 2k, now it's 15k. Library services used to be 2k, now it's 15k. IT and entrepreneurship used to be 1k, now it's 15k. Lab services used to be 5k, now it's 39.5k. Accreditation fee used to be 1k, but now it's 5.75k. Medical services used to be 1k, but now it's 10k. T-ship used to be 5k, it's still the same. Sports used to be 1k, now it's 10k. Endowment fund used to be 1k, now it's 5k. I mean, like, to be honest, at this point, you're going to be cutting off things that you don't necessarily have to do. For example, sports, maybe medical services. You will go and buy your own drug by yourself. You understand what I'm saying? The labs are maybe not functional, so no need to use lab services. You don't need to pay that. IT and entrepreneurship. I'm already selling biscuits. I'm already selling cloth in my small business. I'm already selling hair. I don't need your IT and entrepreneurship. I already have Twitter and Instagram. Identity card, that's necessary. Examination is necessary. So for me, I'm just like, all these things, by force, because the total of all these things used to be 21k, now it's 140,000 naira 250. You have to understand that the people who go to federal schools, most of them are fending for themselves. So what this means now is education is still free, but the costs of getting education or the rest of these things have gone up, which is fair. But the thing is, can people afford the new rates? Do you understand what I'm saying? At big_yem tweeted, Unilag school fees, LOL, returning students no go return. No. And this is a sad reality for many students, because Unilag students mostly send themselves to school, and it is already hard enough paying that amount. Students that have been planning themselves now have to reevaluate a lot of things based on the new prices. And I saw a circular from the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities where they were appealing to the school because of the fee hikes, and the school had to explain that the increase is national, it's not only Unilag, so it means you go touch every other school. I want to see how OAU and Uniben will react to this, because greatest Nigerian students, bang bang boo. Greatest. For me, I just feel like after these people go through so much, ASU strike and all of those things, this is the time you now bring this. Unilag, I just pity them, because Unilag, they're not allowed to have student union, they're not allowed to talk against the school, they're not allowed to, answer the school back if school gives them law. So it's crazy. But at least Uniben and all these other federal universities, they have like student unions and all these things. They can actually say, no, we can't do this, or go on a strike, whatever. But it's like one strike to another. My wife was telling me that she met a secondary school mate of hers a couple of weeks ago. He was at the supermarket, and she was just like, yo, how far? So just getting to discuss with him, she realized that he just graduated like a few years ago, like 2 years ago. She's like, sorry? He's like, yeah, like it was strike upon strike upon strike, so he could not, graduate from university in time. Meanwhile, my wife went into university, came out after 4 years. Somebody spent 9 years in school, 7 to 9 years, because of strike. Now this has now been brought on top of it. At official Oluski tweeted, instead of using 140k to study microbiology in Unilag, just use your school fees and learn tailoring. Funny, but true. Now is the time to be very specific about the courses to study and reject, because 140k to still come and learn tech, no be so. You come and do 140k to do microbiology, you will not use that certificate. You understand? So this is why also alternative education and like vocational aptitude is very important. Nigeria needs to come out of this. At Khalid_OL tweeted, Unilag increased school fees of person where they study adult education too. This is not supposed to be funny, but adult education for 140k, no, let's all know what we are doing, please. One other thing, please, if you cannot relate with the struggle rather than be insensitive, please be quiet. I saw some ignorant takes on Twitter. Someone was saying Nigeria's best investor is paying $20, and I'm like, are we earning in dollars? Do we spend in dollars, uncle? what's with the conversation? And if they check him now, they will see that $20, he doesn't have it in his pocket because we spend in naira. I'm just like, at the end of the day, you cannot be comparing Nigeria to abroad, to US, to Europe. These guys have so many things to aid and help students in getting education. You know something? I feel like this is why Tinubu set up the 500k loan. It's like, we are no more subsidizing education. We are going to be giving out loans for school fees. So they must take the loan because he realized that people were not going to take the loans. It's like, they must take the loans. 500k, they are going to take it. But we now have to remove the subsidization. So that people will be forced. Then they will now go and be paying back. But also, it could be another means of, siphoning. Allegedly, I've heard that it could be a means of siphoning funds because you cannot trace these funds. You're setting up new banking institutions to disburse these funds. And then these people cannot be taken to court if there is any form of mismanagement of funds. Like, they cannot be penalized. I'm just like, really though? Really? Some people would say that his only ticket, APC knows how to tear. Well, at the end of the day, it is well. At @star_Kalisi tweeted, private students talking about how much they pay amidst our outrage at Unilag fees increase are just so insensitive and being absolutely tone deaf. But the correlation equals to zero. You were perfectly aware of how much fees of your school was before you went there. You think if we could afford to pay that much, most of us would still choose to come to Unilag. And that's the truth, because these Unilag students had no idea that their school fees were going to be increased in such a short amount of time. They're just meant to resume in a couple of weeks, and then boom, this happens. They were just meant to, like, how can you just really resume school and a week to resumption, or in the week of resumption, you see that your school fees has increased? No plans, no announcement, no nothing. People are seeing themselves through school. They've probably planned exactly how much they need to make this holiday to start a new semester, and then you just throw a 140k at them like that. The truth is that people have separate realities, and people have every day to talk about the outrageous fees. Look, if you don't have anything useful to contribute, take several seats and just, wait this out. Like, you don't have to say anything every time. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't relate to the struggles of most Nigerians, just keep quiet, pray for them, help somebody, pay school fees for somebody. If it's that cheap for you, pay somebody's school fees, and stop trying to talk over people who are trying to express their pain. It's quite insensitive. It is actually. And ABNGs, I feel the pain too, the frustration and the helplessness, especially for those who are sponsoring themselves, but we cannot afford to give up now. This is what I have to say about this. We are Nigerians. One thing that has kept us this far is resilience, and we must have to keep at it. The truth is that things are hard, yes, for a lot of people, but it will not kill them, to not kill you. Education is one of the gateways to success, and you see that degree, you will get it. It's tough now, but the plans of the enemy will not work. Nigeria cannot and will not be brought to its knees. Nigerians will not be brought to their knees. We are a people who must remain resilient and fight for our dreams. Look, the plan of all this, I can tell you categorically, is to break the spirit of Nigerians. Once you accept hardship and accept the notion that you cannot make it, then they have won. Look, we have to fight back, not with guns or knives, but with our intellect, with our resilience, with our diligence, with our hardworking spirit, our can-do spirit, with our minds, and with our ability to dream. Look, we must be able to fight back with our degrees. We must be able to fight back with our culture. How do we help the next person? Look, if you want to get a degree, please, by all means, find a way. It's not going to be easy, but the forces who want to cripple Nigerian youths must not win. They cannot win. This is a systemic crackdown, and we cannot allow it. Remember the story of the children of Israel in the Bible when Moses went to ask for their deliverance and asked for time to go and worship their God. And Pharaoh then responded by asking them to build without straws. He said, increase the workload on top of their head. That was an harder task to cripple them and make them lose the motivation to ask for what they really truly wanted to do. Nigerian youth and this generation have done what the political elite could never see coming. We had the answers, and then we also used our votes. We went out to vote, and they cannot afford for this culture or this attitude to keep increasing. So they want to stifle. Okay, they want to make Nigerian youth lose. But thank God for, just like Israel, Moses did not relent, even though the children of Israel blamed him for their predicament, but he did not relent. And so we must not relent. So we have to keep faith and hope alive. Hope is very important in this season. Joy is very important. Don't think about your problems too much. God will make a way. You just need to find out, how do I make this work? Hardship is not the first time that there is hardship. Generations after generations have gone through a hardship. People survived Abacha. People survived Abibi. We survived Buhari. We will survive this one. The only time you will not survive is when you think you will not survive. So you must think, say, I will make it. Oh yeah, what do I need to do to make it happen? Even if it's just to become hardworking, more hardworking, put in more hours. But you need to be optimistic for this to work. It is very important to be hopeful about your lives and future. No one, no policy, nothing should take your ability to dream, to hope, to desire better than where you are at. God will see you through. God will see us through, and we will win this fight for our lives and against bad governance. So yeah, we've come to the end of this one, and please check out my other videos. If you've enjoyed it, please like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Send this video to someone who you think needs encouragement. All right, peace.